Hi, it's Faye again. Thank you so much for your first donation to the Aspinall Foundation. Having heard a little of the many success stories we have had already, you know how a regular long-term gift can really make a difference in the protection and breeding of endangered animals. So I'd like to thank you for supporting the Aspinall Foundation. You are responsible for creating a chain reaction that will change the future of species, and we can continue our work both here and overseas before it's too late. We have over 1,000 animals and 70 species of rare and endangered animals at the parks in England. We have some of the best captive breeding programmes in the world. For example, here with the black rhino, where this rhino Wukwa has given birth to many calves in her lifetime. And we have managed to reintroduce a total of 8 rhinos back into the wild. And this work could not have been completed without your continued support. So from everyone here at the Aspinall Foundation, thank you very much. But don't just take my word for it. Here's a message from Matt. He can tell you about the work he has been able to achieve, and so he can thank you himself.
Hi, my name's Matt. I'm a keeper here at one of Aspinall's parks. I would just like to say thank you for your continued support. The money that you give aids us to do very special things. This year we have returned 3 rhino back to the wild. They've gone back to Africa and they are now settling in and living as wild rhinos. Our western lowland gorillas are being looked after, bred and returned to the wild, and that's all thanks to you. One of the most exciting things happening for us here at the parks at the moment is what's going on in Java and Indonesia. We are rescuing and rehabilitating captive Javan langurs and gibbons and returning them to the wild, but also we are sending a group of our own ones back to Indonesia. This is a first, very exciting for us. Very exciting for my colleagues. Some of those guys will be going with them to take them back to make sure they resettle, and it's a big move and it will change things in Indonesia for not only the monkeys but for the people that live there.
In agreement with the Indonesian government, we've just built a rehabilitation centre for Murdoch gibbons and Javan langurs. It has 2 purposes. One is to confiscate these gibbons and langurs where they've been kept as pets and reintroduce them back into the wild. And 2 is to take our own Murdoch gibbons and Javan langurs that we bred and return those back to the wild. To set these projects up is enormously complicated, very costly and very difficult. You've got to choose the right part of the forest, you've got to design the enclosures in the right way, you've got to employ the right people. And it's taken us about 8 years. It's very, very complicated. It takes a lot of time and you have to be very patient. When they arrive, we put them in a holding centre and we keep them there for a couple of weeks to see if they're carrying any diseases. And once they've gone through that period, they get released into a big open-top enclosure where they'll habituate for 6 months. And then after that, they get released back into the wild. We will protect the forests as well, so the whole ecosystem benefits from the work that we're doing. You need a certain amount of determination and you need a certain amount of courage and will. It will be very difficult and be many challenges, but really it's nothing compared to these animals facing total annihilation and extinction. These animals deserve a chance to go back into the wild. We've been doing this with animals for 20 years. We've released over 50 gorillas back into the wild. And this year we're going to be returning 11, including a silverback and his family. To breed these animals in captivity, the end game has to be to return them home and protect them when they go home, but to return them home. The idea that we should just breed these animals and keep them in zoos or wildlife parks for the rest of their lives makes no sense to me at all. And I believe that with all the animals in captivity we keep, that they should find a way home if possible.
I just wanted to say that these are things that you make happen with your commitment and ongoing donation to the Aspinall Foundation. So once again, thank you so much for your support.